Prague. One impossible journey begins. Prague Castle, the largest ancient castle complex on Earth, 9 centuries on this hill. St. Vitus Cathedral inside. Construction began in 1344. Finished in 1929. 600 years to build. Worth every one. Charles Bridge, laid in 1357 at 5:31 in the morning, the time chosen for numerology. 30 Baroque saints, centuries of weather, one bridge for 400 years. The stone is warm from 6 centuries of hands. The Prague astronomical clock has been ticking since 1410. Every hour, death rings a bell and the apostles parade. Still, after 600 years, legend says the clockmaker was blinded after, so he could never make a better one. The tin church towers, deliberately asymmetric. One for masculine, one for feminine. They've haunted the square since the 1300s. At street level, the arcade hides them. Then they appear, all at once. József, Prague's Jewish quarter, one of Europe's oldest communities. The old Jewish cemetery, 12 layers of graves, up to 100,000 burials. Not enough land, so they buried deeper. 6 centuries compressed into one small space. Powder Tower, built in 1475. Municipal House, 1911. For 100 years, one city block. The tower stored gunpowder. The hall hosted concerts. Prague collects its history. Alphonse Mucha painted the facade. Nothing in this city goes to waste. Wenceslas Square, where Czech history keeps happening. Independence in 1918. Soviet tanks in 1968. 1 million people in 1989. The statue watches. Saint Wenceslas has been here since 912 AD. He's patient. The National Theatre burned down 2 weeks before its opening night. 47 days later, Czechs had raised enough to rebuild it. Again, some things are worth paying for twice. The Dancing House, 1996. Frank Gehry designed it. Half of Prague hated it immediately. They called it Fred and Ginger after the dancers. Gehry liked that better than what he'd planned. Now it's one of Prague's most loved buildings. Cities forgive quickly. Vyšehrad, where Czech civilization supposedly began, on this cliff above the Vltava. Princess Libuš stood here and said, "I see a city whose glory will touch the stars." Below, Dvorak is buried here. The prophecy has been mostly kept. The Vltava, Smetana wrote its portrait, the most famous piece of Czech music. In 2002, it filled the entire Prague metro with water. For 1,000 years it has separated this city and held it together. Petrin Tower, 1891, Prague's own Eiffel Tower at 1/5 scale. They built it 2 years after Paris just because they wanted one. From here, all 100 spires of Prague. Every single one. A giant Stalin statue stood here from 1955 to 1962. The world's largest. 800 kilograms of explosives to bring it down. Now a metronome ticks on the same pedestal, measuring nothing in particular. The Žižkov TV tower, finished in 1992. Immediately hated. David Cerny bolted 10 giant babies to the outside in 2000. The babies have QR codes for faces. Now it's beloved. Prague changes its mind slowly, but completely. Mala Strana, the lesser town, Baroque since the 1700s. St. Nicholas Church's dome, 79 meters. The largest Baroque dome in Central Europe. The Jesuits built it in 52 years. Some things shouldn't be rushed. Prague, the city of 100 spires. From up here, count them if you can. World War II never touched this city. Medieval Europe, intact. Every century of architecture, preserved in one impossible skyline. Prague, best food, iconic landmarks, 2 continents. Follow impossible travel for the next impossible city.